What's up, YouTube? This is Sam Kind 4. Today I'm coming at you with a little bit more of a somber sort of video. Just found out yesterday a absolute hero of Peoria baseball died. His name was Pete Vanaken. He was the longtime owner of the Peoria Chiefs, the minor league baseball team in Peoria. And he was a guy that everybody knew, everybody loved. He loved everybody. He wanted to talk to everybody, wanted to sign as many autographs as he could. But he did a lot for Peoria, and he brought me a lot of good memories, of my early years of loving baseball and being able to go to the park and see guys like Greg Maddux and Rafael Palmeiro and Mark Grace and those kind of guys. See those kind of guys play in Peoria, and it was all because of Pete. And he died, I think it was Sunday night probably, 87 years old. But man, he did it well. I kind of wanted to share a couple of stories because I don't know, he really meant a lot to me and meant a lot to what I love about baseball. But I remember one of my first experiences that I remember seeing Pete was back in probably 87 or 88 or something. We were up in the stands, and we had already known who he was. And so we saw him walking by as we were sitting in the bleachers during a Chiefs game. And me and my brother Russ, we were like, Pete, Pete, Pete. And he looked up and he threw up this baseball. And Russ says he was throwing it at him. And maybe he was. I might have done a little reaching out in front of him. But I ended up with the ball, right? Russ was kind of pissed about it for a while. Russ wasn't happy about it. And I was ecstatic, so that's what really mattered. So a couple weeks later, we took the ball back and Pete signed it. He signed it to Sam, Pete Vanaken. And I loved that baseball for the longest time. And whenever I got my storage shed robbed and all that, I lost everything. Everything that I owned from my childhood up till, whenever I was, however old I was, 25 or something like that maybe. Anyway, that got stolen. That baseball got stolen. And it was just like, oh man, because at the time he'd signed it, he was already pushing 70 years old, So, a couple years ago, in 2008, then, I lost the ball. 2008, I took my now wife to her very first Peoria Chiefs game, and she was pregnant with Jocelyn at the time, and me and my brother were sitting next to each other, and she was sitting behind me, and we were watching the game, but she saw this older gentleman walking through the crowd, and he had two Hooters chicks on each arm. And she was like, who's that guy? And me and my brother looked back, and it was the first time I'd seen him in forever. I hadn't been to a Chiefs game in quite some time. And I was like, oh my God, it's Pete Vanaken. So me and my brother both go running up there, all excited like kids again. We're like, Pete, Pete. And we told him the story. I figured, we'd tell the story, and maybe us would be able to put this behind us a little bit. And we told him the story about how I reached out and I snagged it from Russ, and it was going to Russ. And you know what Pete said? Pete looked at Russ and he pointed at me and he said, "It's probably because he's the better athlete." That's what he said. And I wasn't going to argue with him. But I was thinking, dang it, Pete, you're not making it any better. But then a couple years later for Christmas, my dad, the awesome gentleman that he is, Pa, I love you to death. So thoughtful. I unwrapped this. A game-used baseball that he'd gotten signed. There's actually more to this story, but you guys don't even know who Pete Vanaken is, so I'm not going to give you the whole spiel. just an amazing guy. Without him, Peoria Chiefs baseball would not be the same. I mean, there's been guys go through there like Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols played there, just all kinds of people. So last year I took my daughter, who's been about 3 or so, took her to a game, and somebody gave her a game-used baseball as we walked in. And sure enough, Pete was there. He was at all the games. He didn't miss any of these games. He was just amazing. He was actually one of Harry Carey's good friends, and he spoke at Harry's funeral. I think they were old drinking partners, you know what I mean? He was one of the good old boys. That's what I love about Pete. He was just a good dude. Anyway, so we saw Pete, and my little girl asked for his autograph, so we got this one. This was last year. As you can see, his handwriting was getting a little bit sketchy. It's a good word, sketchy. Anyway. So Pete will always live on in my mind as one of the greatest baseball legends in Illinois history. He's just pretty awesome. So anyway, Pete Vanaken, legendary legend is what he was. So I've got some cards for you guys. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get to feel a little bit better here. A couple weeks ago, I had my bachelor party, and my brother, we went to the card shop, and I opened some cards, but my brother, Russ, the one who I totally snagged the Pete Vanaken baseball from, he hooked me up. Had these waiting on me at the shop. This is Topps. Look at that jersey on the back, too. Topps gold label. Rocket. Super cool. He hooked me up with this one, too. I think this is 01 Sweet Spot, yeah. That night was so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun that night was. Out of 2004, Don Russ, Leaf certified. This one's cool. Number 12 of 100. That one's super cool. Love that card. So Russ, Matt, everybody that came, thank you so much. On to my pickups. David Smith sent me a text the other day about made me wreck the car, because he said, hey, have you seen this? And I thought it might have been something on eBay or something like that. But instead what it was a Roger Clemens card that I had never seen before. And the reason why is because it hadn't come out yet. I think this came out like 2 weeks ago or so, two and a half maybe. Anyway, I don't have the picture that he sent me, but it got the wheels turning, and I've been trying to get as many of them as I could ever since. And this is what I've got. The regular base. This is Panini, 2013 Panini USA Baseball Champions. That's the base. Yeah, I put it in a magnetic. Say something. Here's the same product. These are all the same product. This is the die cut mirror. No, this is just the die cut. This isn't mirror or anything, although it looks pretty mirrory. But this one's numbered 699. You're not gonna be able to tell, but the numbering is right here. Number 390 of 699. The mirror red die cut. I love these cards. You know I love WBC, and to get these cards, you know I love the die cuts. I've been into die cuts recently. It's awesome. This one's numbered to 299, number 58 of 299, red die cut. Mirror blue die cut to 199. Love it. Love it. And then the lowest numbered. Okay. Beckett online says that there's supposed to be a green one, also numbered to 199, but I haven't seen a single green die cut from any player in the product, online or in case breaks, box breaks. I haven't seen a single one. So I think, Beckett, I think you're lying to me. You need to stop that. So anyway, the lowest numbered of the die cuts. This one's number 9 of 25. It's the Mirror Gold. Beauty. Love it. And then this one, numbered to 73. Number 18 of 73. It's got a little junk on it. Now there is a red to 25, red ink auto to 25, and a green ink auto to 2. And if there's not a die cut, a green die cut, then these are the only two that I need. Is the red ink to 25 and the green ink to 2. And I'm going to do what I can to get that. That's what I got for you guys. Everybody, you take it easy. And I will be seeing you soon with a vault video. So stay tuned for that. Peace out.